The question has been asked, what is the best, cheapest Nikon automatic SLR camera, or what would I recommend in an automatic Nikon SLR camera in 2023? I think somebody must have seen all the automatic Nikons on the shelf behind me when I shoot my videos, and so the question was posed. Now, there are lots of other brands, but I just shoot Nikon because of the F-mount lenses and I can interchange them. So what is the best automatic Nikon camera in 2023, or the best cheapest? Let's go through and let's have a look. Let's go. Start off by practicing composition. Great way to do that is to go ahead and use your cell phone. It's cheap. You can upload straight to your gram, Facebook, get some feedback and have a look. Guys, another step forward, this kind of thing. Okay, this is a digicam, a pocket cam, a digital camera. This particular one is a Sony Cybershot. It's 5 megapixel. I picked it up for free. It was in a friend's drawer. Great option for just getting to know about photography, how to take a good picture. And then the thing is about these cameras is you don't have to develop. So it's nice and cheap. It's practically free because you can download the images onto your laptop and then upload them onto your social media. That having been said, point and shoots. You guys, these point and shoots here, this particular one, $7. I already posted the other day, I got this thrifting. It is basically a brand spanking new, awesome point and shoot Nikon camera. Does everything for you, it's automatic, and you're gonna get those vibes. It's not about the camera, it's about the film stock, you guys. So if you got HP5, it's gonna be contrasty and dope. If you got Portra 400, in the right light conditions, creamy, wonderful. Cinestill 800T at night, flash that beautiful tungsten, and you're gonna get those highlighted neons, etc. So it's about the film stock. Personally, I'm really enjoying this Canon MC. Really cool little pocket cam. At the moment, I've got some Kentmere 400. I roll myself in it. Enjoying the vibes. Pocket cam, awesome. I'm a Nikon shooter. We know that I shoot Nikon. Nikon is the actual term, but I'll go American and say Nikon. Here's the thing. There are so many 35mm options for Nikon SLR cameras. An SLR camera means I can change the lens. This, an F-mount lens, fits on my Nikon cameras. Pretty much all of my Nikon cameras. This is a 18 to 200mm DX lens, and it is absolutely beautiful, inexpensive. This is what I would suggest you going for if you want to shoot a digital retro vintage vibe. This is my D2HS. It has a very low megapixel, beautiful camera, automatic everything, automatic zoom, automatic focusing, and I'm going to save my images onto an SD card. And again, I can learn photography doing that kind of thing. And it makes me feel good because it's a professional vibe. Super cheap, great for sports. But not everyone's going to appreciate digital. This has a CCD sensor, which gives me dope vibes. The reason I'm bringing it up is because the lens on this camera is the same as the lens I would use for my Nikon SLR cameras. So these lenses are F-mount lenses. What does that mean? It means that I can use all of these Nikon cameras in front of you, all of these Nikon SLR cameras can take the same lens as my beautiful digital SLR cameras. DSLR, wonderful camera, interchangeable lens with my Nikon SLR cameras. Gold standard for anyone trying to get into the film game or wanting to get into the film game, my opinion, is going to be the F6, but it's $2 million. No way, get out of here, no way. So, best option, you guys, is the F100. If you want to get into the 35mm SLR game, you're a Nikon shooter, it's going to be the F100. There are other options in other brands, but for me, I shoot Nikon digital. So the Nikon F100 does everything I want it to do as a 35mm film camera. The problem is, and there's always a problem, and that's why I'm making this video. This camera, this particular camera, can go for up to $300. Are you insane? $300 for a film camera? Come on now. I need something more reasonable. I need something cheaper. So the reason I did this video, the reason I started this video, the reason that I'm shooting this whole thing is to answer the question, what is the best, cheapest 35mm SLR camera on the market in 2023 that anyone can get started with, that anyone can shoot film stock through and create beautiful, beautiful film images? My N2020. This camera I absolutely love. I love the mode dials, I love the feel, much more of a vintage SLR feel, but this has got so many bells and whistles. It has an advanced screen that moves when the film advances. I can put it in aperture priority or program or super program. It takes the f-mount lenses, it's light in the hand, and it's got a window that shows me which film stock I've got. It takes AA batteries. It's a beautiful camera, the 2020. How much is it these days? 10 bucks, 20 bucks, win. The N6006. Again, it's Nikon, takes the same lenses. This bad boy does not take AA batteries, which annoys me. It takes a CRP2 battery, which I don't have right now, so it doesn't get used. Will I buy that battery? Probably not anytime soon because I've got all those other Nikons to use. But this camera I like because it still has the wheel to change my settings, but also we can see that we've moved to a push button vibe on top there as well. We have manual, single, and continuous focus on this particular camera, the 6006. How much does it go for? $10, $20. The 5005. Again, beautiful Nikon SLR. Love this. It's got 2 dials this time, and I love the old school dials. There I can dial in and I can lock the shutter, or I can put it to aperture priority, which is my favorite mode. The difference is on this camera is the rear wheel has my aperture. So all I have to do is dial in my aperture on the back and then dial in my shutter on the front, and boom, we're good to go. Also, what I love about this camera is the Nikon logo and the vibes. Super 90s, super dope, pop-up flash. What more can you ask for with such a beautiful baby? The N70, groundbreaking in its own way, but an absolute nightmare to use, in my opinion. So the screen on top basically shows you hieroglyphics when you turn the camera on. You have to decipher the Stargate in order to get this thing to work. That having been said, it was a groundbreaking design, so I bought it to add to the collection, and it cost me $4. $4. Have I used it? Once. Did the film turn out good? Kinda. Will I be using it again? No, because I've got everyone else, but I'll still put it on the shelf because it's a wonderful, cool, great, retro SLR Nikon. The N90S. Now we're talking. The N90S was a bridge. It was a gap between the F5 and the F100, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this was a prosumer level camera released with all the bells and whistles. Now this is a great alternative to the F100. Does it focus as quick? No. Does it have all of the bells and whistles? No. But it does have enough to keep you going as an enthusiast photographer. Heck, people use this for professional shooting. This is beautiful. And in this light, this camera looks fantastic. It looks like a sleek BMW M3. It's great to shoot. I actually have 3 of these cameras. When they come up, and they come up often for no money, I purchase them. One of the main things that happens is this back door becomes really sticky, so people sell them for no money, and guess who buys them? This guy on the other end, bunch of alcohol wipes, clean it up, put it in my system, put it in my shelf, and I use it when I need to. I love this camera. We still have a dial to change my modes, but we've also got those very familiar buttons on the top to change my settings. Now, this one does not have a built-in flash, but it has a hot shoe. And I'll tell you what, the viewfinder on this is huge. Huge viewfinder. It kind of reminds me of the F100, and it's a beautiful camera. Another good thing about the N90S, AA batteries, yo, which means you can take it with you on holiday, on vacation, and if the batteries run out, you're gonna replace them real easy. Love it. We're still going. It never ends. 8008. This particular one is a Goodwill find for me. I absolutely love it. It's got a huge viewfinder, much like the 90S. Detailed information on the bottom as to what's going on with your camera, whether you're in focus, the aperture, etc. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feeling camera. Again, we have that dial where we can change our modes and the all familiar buttons on the side. This does not have the data back on it, but you guys, this has this wonderful little compartment in which you put, yes, you guessed it, AA batteries. This little bad boy I just took with me to Los Angeles. This is the Nikon N80. I got this camera basically new old stock in the box. Yeah, I've trashed it because I don't really take care of it as much as I should. It comes with me everywhere. I can use those F-mount lenses and it has everything I need to take on vacation. The lovely thing about the N80 is its compact, tiny size. Have a look at this compared to my point and shoot. You see what I'm saying? It's about the same size as a Nikon point and shoot. The difference being is I can go ahead and put a SLR beautiful lens, a zoom lens on this Nikon N80 and get either a massive, beautiful landscape shot with everything in focus, awesome up close, beautiful, blurry, face melting bokeh with a wonderful lens. And I can do it all for the price of a bag of chips. Cheap as hell, beautiful camera, the N80. If you find it, please do not discount it. The Nikon N60, the beautiful, the wonderful, the compact, the excellent Nikon N60. This is absolutely beautiful. It's so simple to use. It has idiot-proof dial on the front where you can just choose your setting. Oh my God, it's sports. I choose the person with the running stance. Look, it's a flower that I'm shooting. I just put it on a picture of a flower. And oh, I'm taking a picture of a landscape. Guess what picture I use? You guessed it, the picture of a mountain. Yes, these cameras are so easy to use and so abundant, but people just overlook them. Maybe it's because they're too simple and they don't want to be too simple. I'm looking at the bottom LCD, the display at the bottom, it says f1.8 because I'm in aperture priority. And it also tells me my shutter speed. Therefore, I know exactly what I'm doing. And then on the back, it has a data back. So I can put the date on my pictures like I like. We have exposure compensation, autofocus lock in this tiny little body, and it only costs $10, $20. F100, $300. N60, $5. I put it to you that if you're good at capturing compositions and you have a good eye for photos, you can do very well with an N60. Please do not think you need to spend all your money on this F100 when you can get this beautiful F60 and do a great job. And then when you become a famous Ansel Adams type photographer, maybe we graduate to the F100 and we spend all that money. But for right now, consider these lesser, apparently, Nikon cameras. And at last, we come to the pinnacle of our selection. The reason that I started this video, the pièce de résistance, the crème de la crème. This little beautiful swan of an SLR camera. People are so mean to this camera. This, you guys, is the fabulous, the spectacular Nikon N50. Have you ever seen such a beautiful, simple little camera? It's autofocus. It's auto advance. It has automatic exposure lock. It has aperture priority, program mode, shutter priority, and manual. It has a button that says advance or simple. If I put it in simple, these buttons here allow me to pick what type of business I'm in right now. You can see right now I'm in macro mode, so I can take pictures of flowers and stuff, or a real close-up of your friend when they're drunk. You know, that close-up of his face when he's all drunk. That is that mode. Or I can press, if I press this button here, it's going to highlight all my other modes. I don't know if we can see that in this terrible light. You see they're flashing? So my modes include landscape, portrait, macro, or you guessed it, this mode here, auto. So if I press auto, now I have a point and shoot. But it's a point and shoot with a difference, you guys. It's a point and shoot with a removable lens. Now this lens could be a freaking prime lens, which means I could melt my own face off with the bokeh, or I could blow my own mind with the awesome, breathtaking landscape picture I just took in Alaska, all with this N50. People, please don't be mean to these cameras. Please just buy them. and give them a chance. I use all sorts of cameras to capture my images. I am not at all pompous with my cameras. I don't care if someone has their eyes closed in a picture, or if the light's wrong, exposure's wrong. Everything that I do with photography is all down to my personal preference and taste. And these awesome cameras are available for next to no money. Start small. The N50. This little, beautiful, beautiful baby is gonna cost you no money, less than 20 bucks. And then just get you a $20 kit lens, put it on, get some Kentmere 400 for $7 and go and start your photography journey. If you take this to a bar and you take some pictures of your friends and have a little bit of fun, get it developed, you watch the vibes you get. Stick the pop-up flash on and just watch how awesome those pictures end up being. I've had nothing but fun with my Nikon cameras, and I'm gonna have fun for years to come. Just know that these cameras aren't being reproduced and they aren't being remade. The newest Nikon was just released and I think it cost almost as much as a Triumph Bonneville. This was 20 bucks. You guys, if you enjoy 35mm photography, if you don't want to spend the money, consider these old school cameras. Thank you for the question. My answer to the question is the N50. Where would I start with my 35mm photography game? The N50. What would my end goal be with a 35mm game? Probably the F100. But my pocket point and shoot will do. Comes with me everywhere. It's in my back pocket now. No hands, in the back pocket. Something cool happens. Out she comes. Click, clack. Wonderful. Thanks for coming to my garage. Thanks for the question. I hope I answered it. I know I went all over the place, but I am super excited about Nikon, as you can kind of see. Feel free to ask questions. I'll answer them if I can. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. So it is a good idea to use 35mm, but remember it costs a fortune. So take a digicam with you for areas like this, if you go for a hike with your buddy, because it's going to cost you a lot less money and you get great pictures. I'm not saying 35mm isn't dope, but I'm taking hundreds of pictures, which would be hundreds of dollars. So use a digi. This is my D700. Steve likes it, I like it. We're gonna get out of the sun because it's red hot. Go and grab a beer. Boom.